Justice is finally served for George Floyd's family, guilty of all charges against Derek Chauvin. I'm reading the charges right now when I'm talking to you. He was found guilty of second degree unintentional murder, third degree murder, and second degree manslaughter. So, ladies and gentlemen, he's been found guilty of all charges. So I want you guys to tune in. I was going to do it at 4 o'clock, but I decided to do it a lot earlier than expected because I got a lot of stuff, a lot of stuff to do. But I'm letting you guys know that this is historic. That the George Floyd's family has finally getting justice after all this time. I mean, since last year, that when Derek Chauvin put a knee in the back of George Floyd's neck, killing him, and this is historic. This is basically historic. And I receive reactions from Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, Clubhouse, YouTube. All the social media are responding and reacting to this case. It shows you that justice is finally served. It shows you that we finally get justice after all the years there's been injustices in this country. And the families that lost a loved one through police involved shootings, that didn't get justice, at least with this one, the George Floyd's family is now going to rest. They're going to rest. They're going to relax. Some may have vacations, breathe a sigh of relief because justice is finally served when it comes to George Floyd. Earlier today, when I broke the story that the verdict is in, and I've been hearing some commentators on CNN, all the mainstream media, that some defense attorney said when it comes to that, this is not good for the defense at all. When it comes to Derek Chauvin's lawyers, this is not good for them. If the jury already quickly basically reached a verdict that quickly, it's not good. And you see a lot of cases all across the country that we as Black families that lost loved ones to police involved shootings, to racial violence, we are coming together around the world and say, yes, we did it. That justice has finally been served. Hello, Pablo. Hello, Pablo from HAPS TV. Welcome to this special report right here on HAPS TV. Breaking news that Derek Chauvin, for those of you who are just tuning in on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, the verdict is in that Derek Chauvin has been found guilty of all three counts: second degree unintentional murder, third degree murder, and second degree manslaughter. So finally, y'all, we finally get justice for the George Floyd family. And we're still waiting on the sentencing, which is probably the sentencing will come out within the next few weeks. But ladies and gentlemen, we did it. We've been really nervous. We don't know what the jury is going to decide to do. And obviously, we made it. We did it. Hey, Wise, how are you? Welcome to the live. We finally did it, y'all. And I understand a lot of people say we still got to wait for the sentencing. I agree, we still got to wait for the sentencing because we don't know what the judge is going to decide to do. But at least today, that we speaking out, I want to thank everybody that spoke out, doing petitions, protests every day for George Floyd. Because without you guys, we may not even get this far. But it shows you that we've been victorious. We've been fought tooth and nail to make sure that George Floyd's family will receive justice. And I'm very happy that at least that the George Floyd family will receive some closure, that they finally can rest, and basically showing you that now even though even with the criminal justice system, at least with this case, we finally, basically victorious. Um, I'm wise in saying I'm not showing any enthusiasm, and we really, like I said, that's the good news that he's been found guilty, but we still have to wait on the sentencing, which is going to be probably the next few weeks. But y'all, I'm very happy, at least today, that justice has finally been served for the Floyd family. This has been a historic day for us. I want to show you guys something, but basically, I got a George Floyd shirt. I'm about to wear it today. Um, but it shows you with this case, the people around the world are really celebrating. You got states, you got cities around the United States are very happy about this, and I'm very happy that at least today, the Floyd family can finally rest. And I would like to hear from you. What's your reaction to this verdict? Are y'all excited about it? Are y'all happy that this time that there's justice with the Floyd family? And what do y'all think about this? I'm reading the comments as I'm talking to you guys right now. Ro says, yes, I wonder what his sentence will be. Ro was like saying, hey, Wise and LD. And I'd like to welcome y'all to the show, to my live. People from around the world. I know you guys are watching me from around the world, countries from around the world, from Australia, Japan, China, the UK, France, Germany, countries around the world who are watching my live. I welcome you guys. This is very historic for the Black community. We've been waiting for this our whole lives. We're waiting for this verdict about weeks now, and all of a sudden now history has been made. Justice has been served. Now are we waiting on this sentencing? But I guarantee you the sentencing is going to be, hopefully, will be more. With police officers, they're going to either get lighter sentence, or maybe we just hope that it's enough that he would never see the light of day. I'm talking about Derek Chauvin. And when I saw on Twitter, after they read the counts, which is count 1 through 3, after the third count, that's when the bailiff handcuffed Derek Chauvin and escorted him off the courthouse. That was amazing. It was an amazing. It was historic, and I'm very very proud of each and every one of you that never give up on this case. That y'all been protesting and demand justice for the Floyd family. I'm very happy for each and every one of you that was outside in Minneapolis for the last few weeks. Even politicians were out there in Minneapolis protesting to get justice for, George Floyd, in the memory of George Floyd. So I'm very happy for you guys that were and take the time out of your busy schedules and went to Minneapolis and protest on behalf of George Floyd and the memory of George Floyd. So I'm very, I mean, like I said, I'm very happy right now. And again, this is very historic. And I'm just very proud of each and every one of y'all. Y'all did an amazing job, speaking your rights, speaking this protest, and I'm very happy today. Cap P White 2, welcome to the live. He says Lions Den, aka Trey X, and chat room salute. Salute Cap. So, you know, to me, y'all, I was nervous. I did not know what to expect because we in the Black community don't it has disappointments before when it comes to the criminal justice system, because every time there's a police officer was convicted of killing an unarmed Black man or unarmed Black woman or unarmed Black kids, Normally, they don't even, when it comes to the grand jury, they haven't even seek indictment. They're not even seeking indictment in these previous cases. So now you have to realize what is happening now. That the work is not over. We still have a lot of work to do. However, but today we could say that we did it, that we fought a good fight and we won. All we have to do now is just wait for the sentencing of Derek Chauvin. We don't know what the judge is going to decide with the sentencing because we only got 3 counts. And for those of you came on my live, for those of you that don't know, for those of you that live under a rock or something, Derek Chauvin's been found guilty of all charges. The first count, he was guilty of second degree unintentional murder. The second count was third degree murder, and the third count was second degree manslaughter. So I'm very, very. This is the most historic day, and I'm very happy again for the Floyd family and for the people that's been supporting the family through all of this. And with the tragedies in the state of Minnesota, of course, when you have Fernando Castile, and the police officer that killed him didn't seek indictment on that case. You have other cases in Minnesota, and then the last case, we still trying to figure out what's going to happen to that female officer that killed, that mistakenly thinking it was a taser, but realistically it was a gun. But with Shantae Wright, with Dante Wright, we still don't know about that case. But at least with George Floyd, we say we did it. So now, y'all, all we have to do now is we have to pray that the judge will grant him the sentencing that he will never see the light of day, and hopefully that we are not going to give up on any other cases, because there's other cases, other trials is coming up as well. But just today, y'all, we can breathe a sigh of relief and say we did it. You know, you know, George Floyd's family can rest, can basically can sleep, or can probably go on vacation, whatever they would love to do, because at the end of the day, it show you that with this case, that the criminal justice system work in our favor, in our favor. So I'm gonna give you a few more minutes, and then I'm be getting up out of here. I'm just letting you know, um, because again, like, this is just a nervousness on my part, and I know there's been a nervousness on you guys' part, but I guarantee you, just for today, George Floyd's family has finally breathed a sigh of relief throughout everything they've been through since last year, when Derek Chauvin put a knee in the back of this man's neck, killing him. And it's been since last year, all up till today, that the Floyd family has finally seeking justice for their loved one. But y'all, is there any other questions I would like to? Any other questions you would like to ask me before I signed off? Because I got a lot of stuff us to do. But is there any other questions, last minute questions, or what you'd like to ask me about this? What is your reaction? Are you if you feel excited? You feel excited for the Floyd family because of this case? I would love to hear from y'all, because at first I didn't even know what to expect, because normally when it comes to the criminal justice system, they always going on, we think in one way, but then it's always thinking in another way. Okay, Cap PY2 says demolish the qualified immunity, demilitarize the force and unions. Yes, and I think, this is what's shocking about this. And now police unions always protect the police officers, even if they were in the wrong. But in this case, they didn't do that. they said no, this is not. This is basically not. This we don't even do all of this here. In other words, we don't train a police officer to put a knee in the back of this man's neck, and and, but it shows you that justice has finally been served with the Floyd family. Roe told me that they said thank you for the update, LD. Cat PY2 says I didn't tell you about my hunch on the Austin shooter. Yes, Cap. Give me more information about that, because I would really want to know what's interesting about that. Because the last time I checked with that story is that he was a former police officer, and I think one of them, I think one of the victims that he killed was his wife, and well, it's like I said, this is basically it's really shocking about that story too. But I'm gonna get more information about that story on another live stream. But I will say this, and it's almost time for me to get out of here. I will say this before I go. Shouts out to the people that was protesting for weeks. Shouts out to all the people that thinks that Derek Chauvin should be in jail, should be convicted. And I would give props to everybody, the activists, the politicians that were out there. I would give a shout out to everybody that were there supporting the Floyd family through its whole ordeal since last year. So I would like to thank each and every one of y'all for that. But with that being said, I'm getting out of here. I want to thank for those of you that coming into my live. I thank y'all to coming to my live in this short notice. But let's say a prayer and just give, just breathe a sigh of relief that at least with this case, we won. For those of you fought for the Floyd family, I mean, for this last year, we won. So, guys, I love you guys. Take care. Have a good Tuesday, and keep fighting, y'all. Oh, one last thing before I go. A Cap PY2 said, and when cops are fired, they should have their law enforcement license permanent revoked. Absolutely. You know, they need to stop. They need basically need to, when they fire, don't let them rehire in another precinct. Let's cut that off right then and there. To send them a message that you cannot be above the law just because you're wearing a badge. No, you can't. So with that being said, y'all, I have to thank you guys for tuning in, and I will talk to you next week because I'm going to do a Feel Good Monday right here on Haps TV. For the people on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, I'd like to thank you guys for tuning in, and I will talk.